Welcome back, Nemesis Gaming League, as we are heading into our last stream matchup of the night. Some divisional rivals here, Ventus, with Dissolved versus Drakes. Now, how are you doing tonight, Ventus?
Doing absolutely fantastic. I just got back from a little trip, so I'm super excited to watch this game. This is gonna be my first one of the night, but I couldn't ask for a better one with the Drakes and Dissolved here because we look at the Drakes. They're in the 4 seed currently. Dissolved desperately need a winning. Currently sitting at the 9 seed. Both these teams gonna really try to push for this game win, and of course it's a divisional matchup. So everybody wants the bragging rights within their own one, and if Dissolved are able to take their matchups, especially against a division, they can really make some serious waves with Motion, Samurai, and Drakes all above them, but barely just about 1 or 2 games ahead. So, a big game for Dissolved here.
Yeah, it really is a big game for Dissolved. And, taking a look at it, it did just help that Orbit and Raptors played each other tonight. So one of those teams did collect a loss, which was Orbit. Dissolved, they have fate in their hands here tonight. With a win, it definitely puts them pretty close. I was looking at a couple of scenarios. I didn't boil it all down, but it looks like they possibly could clinch tonight with a win and a help from a loss from the Assassins, as they have tiebreaker over Orbit and Raptors. It's not 100%, but it's looking pretty close to that. But here, Drakes are just playing for seeding right now. They have clinched at least the play-ins with a win tonight. They're looking pretty good to clinch a postseason playoff berth. They're tied with the Hellcats currently, who did get a win tonight. So they're still fighting for that 3 seed. But they could potentially catch Ascension too, as Ascension did take an upset loss tonight against the Wraiths. But Ventus, we're gonna get this one started here. I'll get a quick prediction from you. What do you think's gonna happen in this matchup tonight?
I really believe in this Dissolve roster. I think it'll be a close game. I know that the Drakes are on a slippery slope losing streak. They've lost their last 3 series in a row. And so with that, I'm going to give it to Dissolve in game 5.
That's a bold prediction. I like it though. I do like this dissolved roster. Gal I've played with and known help for a while. Seawall, same thing. And Illust, I didn't know anything about Illust, but I've watched him a couple times this season and he's looked very good. But on the other hand, Peanut, Mattias, and Bonkalicious, all great players here for the Drakes. I think I have to give it to the Drakes. I know they've had a little slippery slope, as you said, but I know they were playing with Bondo at the beginning of the season, and now Peanut's really starting to get most of the action, as Mattias is going to start this one off for the Drakes, and he's going to put them up early 40 seconds into this one.
So really fast play by him, able to get the Doomsday Dish right past Seawall with 0 boost, having to pre-jump block the backboard. And really just a very good challenge in the corner from Mattias, is able to catch both the defenders off guard and kind of give himself an easy net. Not that that shot by any means was easy, but when we're talking about Mattias, Maximus, that shot just comes super naturally to him.
It does. As Bonk's looking to make something happen, goes to the backboard, can't quite put it on target. That one's going to be 50'd on Peanut's attempt. Now Illis trying to clear this one out. He decides to fake it. Not a lot of boost. Tries to get the 50. No, that one's going to go to the middle. Peanut sends that off the backboard. Gala collects that fairly easily. Tries to send this one down. It's going to get turned away by Bonk, but great 50 by Seawall. Illis elects not to challenge initially. He's going to take his time, flip it up to a Seawall in the middle. Can he get the 50? Kind of does, but that one's going to get sent away, as Peanut's going to be the first one up to this one. Doesn't get the greatest of touches, but Seawall catches it. Mattias, not a lot of boost back. Gala pushing this one forward. Can't get that one past Bonk, as Drakes currently are great defense, Ventus, but they're looking a little awkward as well.
They've done pretty well on the offensive side of the ball, so they haven't had to really worry about cleaning up their defense just yet. They haven't allowed Dissolve a single shot in the first 2 minutes of this game. And the Drakes overall look pretty consistent in the midfield. I'm glad to see that they haven't really had to play much defense. Dissolved hasn't really forced them to make any tough challenges or any hard commits as last man back. So as I say that, I'm just gonna caster curse the Drakes real quick. Dissolve, gonna put that one in the back of the net as a great 50 by Seawall. And then Gala with another good 50, just gonna stuff the back of the net.
Yeah, that's a great play there by Gal. He realized Mattias didn't have a lot of boost and decided to take his time, not rush that shot. I love that play there. Even if he gets a 50, he knows he has the boost to be able to control and gobble that loose ball up. So great play there by him. Mattias is going to take this one off of Peanut, but Seawall is going to send that one down. Not the greatest touch again from Peanut. Something we don't normally see coming out of Peanut is, his touches. Normally his touches are pretty spot on, but hasn't had the greatest touches today. Fighting with low boost. Mattias looking to dribble over one, but that one's going to get 50 by Illis. Bonk going to push this one further into the offensive zone, but again, going to get sent out as Gala's looking for the 50. This one's going to get turned away by Bonk. Can he get up to it again? No, Illis on target. Gala looking for the bump, and that one's going to go in. And again, Dissolved strikes again.
Yeah, and that's just a great play by Gala. He was able to get the last defender with a demo, and then he was able to bump Peanut as well. And I mean, just a great play, really opening up the space with the bump there, especially on that last man back with zero boost. Illich just only all he needs to do is put the shot on net, and it's just going to go in. So a good play from Dissolved and a great play from Gala.
Yes, it was, as attacks coming out again here. A whiff coming out from Bonk, but not going to be detrimental quite yet. Pass comes out. Mattias going to send this one down a little bit, but Seawall's there. Sends it down. Peanut gets a touch towards his back wall. Is anyone there? Mattias is there. Plenty of time. He's going to elect to pass it back to Peanut with not a lot of boost. Gets the 50. This one's going to go up off the backboard. Sent away by Bonk. Gala trying to strike, and this one's going to be dangerous. Running back, can he make the touch? That is on, and he does make a beautiful save on that attempt as the Drakes thought they had an easy 50 long goal, but no, that one's going to get sent away as now this ball's floating in the midfield. Seawall, not a lot of boost. It's going to collect it, get the mid boost. Going to go for a solo player here. Goes off the backboard, gets the double tap, but no, he can't find that on target, and Gala isn't able to read that either. This Bonk's going to send this one away. Beautiful pass in the midfield. Gala with the shot, gonna get deflected and sent wide. Gala 50s this one up. Mattias is gonna be up. Can he make something happen with this one? He's following it, trying to get that 50. No, this one's gonna be sent clear downfield. Gala, Bonk up. Good 50 play there by Bonk as Gala was full boost, full steam, and Bonk was last man back. Now we have 40 seconds remaining here. Dissolved up 2-1 Ventus. What does the Drakes need to do in the final 30, 40 seconds to make something and turn this game around?
Seems like they're kind of just getting outsped. They haven't been able to hold on to these corner boosts, and it's really punished them as a couple demos as well. A great shot coming out by Seawall. I mean, the Drakes are just having to deal with so much pressure that this Dissolved offense is able to generate, and they seem to be kind of crumbling. They're not really playing calm, cool, and collected. As I mean, we just see them kind of banging the ball out, just trying to get it away, and that's really limited their offensive potentials of their own. And we start to see these kind of really awkward commits like Peanut just did there, and it's just shown that Dissolve are really making the Drakes work. And I'm gonna caster Cursed again as Mattias Maximus gonna get a great little double tap there. Nobody back. Seawall barely getting back with zero boost, just having to make a kind of a dive commit, just praying for the block. And unfortunately, Mattias Maximus gonna put that around him and tie the game up with just 5 seconds left.
Uh, Clock ticking down. Matty, is he going to keep this one up? He attempted to, but sends that one down. I don't know if that was a fake or if he was actually trying to keep that one up. But we are heading into overtime in game number one here. Dissolved. Drakes. Gala up. Gets 50 by Bonk, but powers through down to Seawall. He's looking for the double tap. Not quite able to read that one. Gala's going to elect to stay with it. No boost. Sends it up. That one goes sent up again. Drake's looking low on boost in the defensive end, but a great clear from Bonk. Sends this one off the backboard. Great catch by Seawall. Couple demos coming out. Opens up the field. Gala not able to get a strong shot or on target, as this one's going to get sent away right to Gala, though. And Gala's going to slot that one in. And I did get a pronunciation. It's Lil Liast is how you pronounce that, Ventus, just in case you didn't know either.
I mean, Lil Ias absolutely destroyed that 50 there, putting it right to Gala's path. And Gala, all he's got to do is just put that in. And I mean, it's pretty much an open net for him. He has all the net to shoot at. I mean, maybe one defender a little back, but Dissolved, great showing so far in game number one. Drake's kind of hit and miss, had some good offense early, kind of faltered in the mid game. Mattias Maximus kind of had a great double tap just to tie the game back up. But overall, I think that Dissolve played like the better team. They had a lot more pressure. They had these demo plays and these bump plays coming out from Gala and Liliest. And I mean, it was just overall a very clean game from Dissolved.
It really was. It's surprising to see Seawall on the bottom there. Got one assist, but wasn't really involved too much on the stat wise. But he made a lot of great clears, great touches. Plays off the backboard. That's the type of player and plays that you expect from him. Normally, he gets a little more involved in on the actual scoring plays. But when you have Gala and Lil Elias doing what they've been doing in this game, he doesn't have to do as much, which is great to see. On the other hand, Peanut, I think I need to see more out of Peanut here from the Drakes. Um, he's a great player. He has always performed. He was on that Ember squad last year that made that spectacular run in the playoffs and ended up taking it home from the 10 seed. Now, I want to see that player here again. I know it's now in the Challenger League, but I know he can handle it, Ventus, as game number 2 is going to be underway. Seawall, Mattias, this one's going to go back to the dissolved end. Gal is going to take his time here. Gets out 50 by Bonk. Peanut up early. He's looking for the slot, and that one's going to be just wide and off the post. And a great clear by Seawall as Gal is going to 50 this one yet again. Lil, Lil Elias is going to take his time there. He's going to look for a pass mid here, straight back to Seawall. Can Seawall get that touch? No, that one's going to be sent away, but dissolved. 30 seconds in, Ventus have all this pressure already.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great showing. Honestly, Liliest has kind of shown out really well so far in this game and last game. I mean, he was able to create a bunch of space with demos. He's been able to just be very quick to the ball, and usually, except for their that touch, been able to get really good touches on the ball and able to keep possession to allow his team just so much. There's a crazy shot coming out from Gal off the backboard, just gonna hit post and go out. But I mean, Dissolve look like they're firing on all cylinders right now.
They are, as Bonk's gonna challenge from the ceiling. Can't quite get the 50. The pinch comes out. The beats the last defender. The net is open, and Lil Elias is just going to put this one in, and again gives Dissolved an early lead.
He's just gonna do it all by himself. He gets it over the first challenger. He fakes the second one pre-jumping him. He's gonna get a little ground touch, block on himself to get past the third defender. He's gonna put it in the back of the net. Kind of a one-man army right now. Really, the man that Drakes are most afraid of, especially, and he's shown why right there. Pretty much just solo played the entire Drake squad and put Dissolve up 1-0. A great early lead from Dissolve, especially coming off of such a strong game 1.
Yes, as Lil Eyes has to make a great save there as a shot. Top bins comes out from Peanut. Now Gal is going to send this one down. This one could be on Peanut. Seawall back to Gal off the backboard, but straight into Peanut as Peanut had 0 boost. Now Bonk chasing this one downfield. Can't get that beat. Mattias electing to take a small touch, but he's going to get beat by Lil Elias as he's going for the solo play yet again, but he's going to get out 50'd, and Bonk's just going to send this one down. Now we're seeing a lot of touches here from the Drakes where they're not really looking for team plays. They're not getting the greatest touches, and they have so much pressure that they're trying to relieve that they just have no option but to just bang the ball downfield, and they're not able to, recuperate that ball or regather the ball, and they're just letting Dissolved run all over them as we're halfway through this game. The great pass from Lil Eyes comes out. Seawall off the backboard from the pass from Gala, and that one's not going to go. We've seen that play attempted twice now from the Dissolved roster as they're sitting on the backboard and they're just throwing it up to him, and Drakes have no answer for it, Ventus.
The passing plays have been really good. It looks like maybe a shot attempt coming out from the side of Drakes right now. Lil Elias has to just jump to get a block. But I mean, Dissolved have looked very good. They found each other in these passing. They've been able to hold possession like this in the corner like Lil Elias just did. Such strong play coming out from Dissolve. The Drakes need to start doing that as well. The holding possession in the corner, especially with low boost, making the Dissolve players leave their midfield presence to create this space. And I mean, a great passing play right there. Once again, Dissolve just seem unstoppable. I mean, what can you do when you're putting up passing plays like this? A great pass from Seawall, finding Gala, Lilias on the backboard as well, just as another option. And I mean, the Drakes giving possession away like this has just allowed Dissolve so many opportunities to score.
Yeah, and I don't even know if you're the Drakes. I would love to say they need to start going for some passing plays. I think they just need to get solid touches on the ball and even just go for some solo plays and keep the ball close. As a double tap comes out, is going to go off the backboard. The rebound from Mattias also off the backboard. And now Seawall and Dissolved looking to get the counter attack, but that one's going to get out 50. Peanut up. Doesn't beat Gala. This one's going to float on net. Mattias with a great catch, flicks it over one. But Seawall, again, there, the midfield pressure coming out from Dissolved. Gala up early is going to go off crossbar and down, and Dissolved is just running away with this game and this series.
It's just a great shot. He holds his flip to make sure he gets the height and power on it. I mean, both defenders completely zero boost from the Drakes. And this just comes back from when they lose possession from these long ball clears, or they're just focusing on clearing it away, they're getting their corner boost stolen. They're getting constricted like a cobra. The offense from Dissolve is just picking the ball up in the midfield, stealing the boost, making Drakes really awkward, really starved, and forcing them into such bad plays that they can't do anything about it. And it's just such great offensive play from Dissolve. They're feeling super confident. They're pre-jumping each other. I mean, they're clicking. I mean, I expected Dissolve to be coming out firing this game, but not to this level.
As Mattias is going to answer there, Ventus. 50 seconds left, just in time. Much more doable here with 50 seconds left, only down by 2, giving them a little life, breaking down that Dissolve defense a little bit with a counterattack. They had a little bit of a passing play there. They were looking good. They kept the touches close to one another, and now they are back on the attack as Peanut is going to look to make something happen. Mattias downfield again. Can he get the 50? No. Gala's downfield, though. He's looking for another doink. Does get it, but that one's not on target, unfortunately. But keeping the pressure here is Lil Elias. Back to Gala. No, the passing plays are looking beautiful from Dissolve, but Drakes are starting to look like they're realizing they're looking for them instead of going for those solo plays, as Gala has plenty of boost to work with. He looks to go for the double tap, gets the angle, not enough power, but Seawall is there, and he is going to capitalize and put this goal in for the dagger.
It's a really good touch by Gala, just putting it perfectly so that Peanut has to not only jump and make a really awkward read with 0 boost, but he also is threatening that double tap, and even if he doesn't get it on, he can put it into the midfield where one of his teammates are waiting, and Seawall obviously reading that, or, you know, the calm from Gala to Seawall, calming that he's going to leave it in the middle. I mean, it's just able to pick that one up, and I mean, overall, it's just a great play once again from Dissolved, and I mean, Drake seemingly, even though they found one answer, have not really seemed to be able to fully counter this Dissolved offenses. They've just continuously gotten beat out multiple times.
Yeah, Drake's. You see them. They're sitting up there in the 4 seed, currently tied with the Hellcats coming into the night. But if they want to stay up there, you know, Samurai Griffins breathing down their neck for that 4 seed, they have to start performing better. Again, we're seeing 2 of these members on the Drake squad coming out performing, and then one of them's just having, you know, an off game. But it's really hard when Dissolve just has all this pressure to get something going. They have to start being physical. I think they have to get physical. They have to start disrupting this Dissolved roster, this team, any way they can, and get something to happen. They need to score early, and I think they need to score often here in this game 3 if they want to try to change some of this momentum.
Yeah, because I mean their defense has not been great. It hasn't been horrible from the Drakes, but I mean Dissolved have just done so well with their chances that they really haven't let the Drakes play that much defense. I mean the Drakes that game only had 1 save to Dissolve's 9 shots, so we can just see how well that Dissolved has been just playing around, not letting Drakes make easy saves, forcing them into really tough spots. And I mean, the Drakes roster's got to be better. I mean, Bonkalicious is the number 2 rated player in all of Challenger League. Peanut is the number, what is that, 9 player in all of Chally. And Maximus is the 5th best player in Chally, according to our statistics. And so, really, when you look at it, none of these players are playing up to their rating. I mean, all these players seemingly having slightly off days or off games where we haven't seen them put up great stats. I mean, in game 1 it was Peanut, in game 2 it was Bonkalicious. As Bonkalicious trying to get an air dribble here, gonna get a good shot, but it's gonna be saved away by Gala. And I thought I was gonna caster curse Dissolved this time. As I thought Bonkalicious was just gonna drive it, air dribble it all over the opposing team's net, and I mean, unfortunately for them, it was not gonna happen as Dissolve made a great save. But I mean, it seems like Drake's just really got to find something that works for them and really keep possession.
Yeah, they do. As Matty is looking to get something to happen. A demo comes out from Bonk to try to open it up, but the defense rushes back, but it does not matter. Peanut finds himself a goal here. Great pressure coming out from the Drakes, and they're able to get that first goal. Now they're putting Dissolved on the back foot.
Yeah, and that's just a rough play by Gala really needing to get that touch. Is he had plenty of boost, he just misread the angle of because of the speed that he was forced to go at from the Drakes with Peanut breathing down the back of his net. And it looks like there might be another open net. Peanut missing it twice, crossbar out, the crossbar, the fourth best player on Dissolved as Drake's not being able to score after hitting the crossbar 3 consecutive times. That's got to be disastrous for the Drake's mental. Hopefully, they're going to be able to come back from that. I mean, that is just so tough for the Drakes.
It really is. And that's not the first time in this series that we've seen them struggle. They've had great opportunities as Seawall's trying to put this one on, and that one's going to go wide. But again, the pressure being put on by Dissolved, they're not stopping. They're hungry for a goal. They know they're down. They want to sweep. They want to show that they're here, and they are willing to play and fighting for better seeding as playoffs are coming to a start here. This one sent over to Peanut. Gonna get cleared by Seawall. This one's gonna go off the backboard. Bonk does get that touch, but no one there to follow that one up from Drake. Says Gala tries to send this one. That one's off the backboard, but kept in again by Seawall. Gala's gonna take his time, tries to get it past one, but Mattias is there. Gonna get dunked by Seawall though. Seawall's looking for that demo, opening up a little space, passing it back to Gala, but doesn't have a lot of boost and was a little too close to be able to get that. But Will Lias up, gets a double of his own, and he's going to tie this one up for Dissolved yet again.
Yeah, I mean, this is just such great play from Dissolve. They've been able to demo, they've been able to steal the boost. Seawall had a great corner boost steal. I mean, I think he also got the demo on Peanut as well in the corner, and those two things combined really hindered the Drakes being able to do much. It forced Peanut to just have to jump as soon as he spawned without much notice to his team. Another great demo coming out by Lilias. And I mean, it just seems like Dissolved are just playing offense so well. They're not letting Drakes get any room in the midfield, and Drakes are having to get really greedy by going upfield to get boosts, double committing, triple committing for saves, just like we saw there. And I mean, the Dissolved are very content with just stealing the corner and mid boost and just letting the possession fall back into their hands.
As they try to counter there, but that one's going to be sent away from Bonk. Bonk looking for a double of his own, but Seawall's sitting there, front post, ready for it. Seawall gets it around one. Gallo's going to take this one, send it to the corner. No one quite back yet for the Drakes. He's going to take his time and try to 50 this one. Beautiful 50 right at the front post, but not readable there was Elias trying to make that read and was just a little too slow. Peanut up in the air is going to put this one on target, and he does, and he's going to give the Drakes a lead again.
This is just what happens when you play the way Dissolved are. You kind of overcommit a little bit for the demos and for the bumps and playing aggressive. You see Seawall trying to rotate back, but the mid boost isn't there that time. We saw the Drakes steal that mid boost earlier when I mentioned they were getting greedy, and it really worked out for them as it hindered Seawall's ability to rotate back and make a good defensive play as the last man back, and it allowed the Drakes to have a really good scoring opportunity. And Peanut gonna hit that one as starting to find his former shine. Has 2 goals, or both the goals for the Drakes so far.
Yeah, he does. His little Elias sends this one over to the side, but that one's just going to be caught in the back by Seawall. Gets 50'd by Bonk. This one's out middle. Gala bites, and that one's going to be left wide open for Mattias. And the Drakes have found themselves a little bit of pressure, a little bit of life here on game match point.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great play from Drakes, but it's a little sloppy defense from Dissolve. They've been playing so much offense this series that they forgot how to play defense. Is a bad attempt of a play from Lilius, and an early commit from Gala, just expecting the shot to be coming, and he just elects to the Drakes just elect to pass that, do the extra pass in the midfield just to allow the free net. And I mean, it's a solid play from the Drakes, and much needed as they finally are starting to show some signs of life, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Seawall looking for the double tap. That one's gonna find its way and is gonna roll down, but Gala's there. He's gonna sneak that one into the top right corner, giving Dissolved a little bit of life now, only down by one with 42 seconds to go.
And you see Bonk not getting that second touch on his pass to himself off the sidewall, and it's going to give a free touch for Gala, who's going to sink that top right, just perfectly placed around that last defender. And I mean, they basically let Dissolve get back into this game. Another great two demos in the midfield, allowing Dissolve to just regain this possession. And I mean, there's 30 seconds left. A lot can happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dissolve are able to tie up the score in here.
Gala sends this one down. A little bump coming out from Seawall and Little Eyes, but Seawall's going to control this one. Gets it up over one. Peanut's there, though. He's going to get a touch down to Maddie as Gala has to make a diving save, and he does, but Peanut's there. Puts this one on target. See, Gala gets a touch, but no, Bonk is there to swallow that one up. Little Elias, a little awkward. Seawall knows that ball's in, just kind of gives up and knows that game 3 is going to go in the form of a win for the Drakes, giving them life, bringing this series 2-1.
Did I say dissolve tie it? I meant Drakes were gonna score that one. As I mean, a great play once again from the Drakes. Just they kind of just allowed dissolve to throw the possession away. Just they pretty much played how they were playing to dissolve, but in reverse. They were able to just wait in the midfield, allow dissolve to panic and throw the ball away. The Drakes collected it up in the midfield, forced the dissolve players to be very awkward, and just took full advantage of it as they were able to put the dagger in and secure at least one game victory for the Drakes. And I mean, a good showing from the Drakes, some good showings from Dissolve as well, but they made a few too many mistakes that the Drakes were able to capitalize on.
Yeah, Little Eyes, we seen him in the first two games. He stood out. He was on top for this dissolved roster. Had a struggle in this one. He had some great shot attempts, but he had that one double tap that looked really amazing. However, Drakes are looking really, really good. After that, game 3 came out, put on an early goal. They battled, had some resilience, dissolved, looking to fight and come back, but they kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and Drakes found themselves a win here as we are waiting for these teams to join up. One player got kicked back to the main lobby, so we are all backing out. So we're gonna have a quick little break here, Ventus. But as we're talking, dissolved. This game is very important for them, as we discussed early on. They lost game number 3. Their defense seemed to be a little lackadaisical. I don't know if it's because they felt they had it in the bag. We see this happen a lot with teams when they go up 2-0. They kind of easily handled the team in the first 2 games, and they start chasing a little more. They start trying to be a little too aggressive. Now, Dissolved already has that aggressive play style. Are they able to tone that back in here for game number 4, or do we think they gave the Drakes a little too much momentum?
I'm not sure. I think that the Drakes got a lot of momentum from game 3. I think that Peanut looked a lot better. He was able to control the midfield a lot more. He was just much more of a nuisance, not letting the Dissolved get any room when he's on the ball or when he's challenging. It seemed like Peanut really was able to lock in this game 3, and I mean, it might spell trouble for Dissolve. He's able to get going, because it seems like once he was able to kind of get going, the other Drakes fell in line and were also kind of in sync. So it's a little dangerous for Dissolve. They really got to come out strong in the first half of this game 4.
They do, as Mattias is looking to start off strong for the Drakes, but Gal is going to send that one away. Bonk elects to go up, tries to get it off the ceiling, but no. Peanut's going to send this one down to the corner to Mattias. Gala chasing after it. Not a lot of boost. Gonna 50. No, that one gets outbeat, but Lil Elias is down there. Dangerous, as Gala didn't have boost, but we've seen him have some crazy redirect attempts. As if he had boost, that could have been a scary attempt there if you were a Drakes fan. Seawall's gonna elect to 50 that one. Gala, no boost back, as both. Now the bump comes out. The beautiful back bump as Lil Elias rotated too far front post and gets bumped by Peanut and gets bumped again. What a great play there by the Drakes.
All starts from Peanut's really good first man challenge. He was able to force Seawall into a bad 50, allowing Bonkalicious to make a great double touch to put the ball back middle, and then Peanut able to get the bump on the last defender, and Mattias Maximus able to get a good shot on net, a pretty tight angle, but he's able to do so nonetheless. And I mean, just as the Drakes were able to get some pressure, Dissolve just claw it right back. A good play from Seawall to get a beat on the first man, a good dunk, and then another great dunk just to put that one in the back of the net. Dissolved, strike back instantly and take away all of that momentum the Drakes just gained.
And that's huge for Dissolved. You lose game 3 by 2 goals. You let Drakes then score fairly early on in game number 4, but you get that momentum back as Mattias is awkward and that ball's floating in front of his net. He's not able to 50 it, and Gala is going to strike again, giving his team even more momentum as another great 50 coming out by Seawall here.
That's just disgusting from Seawall. Honestly, I hate that kind of play when it happens to me if I'm Peanut, and I respect it for Seawall going for that with just low boost, able to get such a great dunk in 50 to leave it in the middle of the net. And we see Peanut and Bonk, I believe it was Bonkalish, no, it was Mattias Maximus, back with such low boost that they aren't able to make a very good challenge. And we've seen that through these demos that Dissolve are able to get, and it's been such a detriment for this team Drakes, who love to keep a lot of boost, love to go for these solo plays and go for these air dribbles, and we just see it not working out. As a great pass there from Lilias, and Gala gonna put in a free net after once again another demo in the midfield, or
That's just
in the Drake's net, pretty much.
Yeah, that's just a great team play all around by Dissolved. Seawall sees that he has someone diving and jumping at him. He likes to shoot that ball high, pass it high off the backboard. Lil Elias goes up early, gets another touch, beats that last defender, and then just leaves a wide open net there for Gala, as now Drakes are on the back foot yet again. Peanut missing that one. A bump attempt comes out from Gala, but this one is going to be sent down. Lil Elias gonna take the boost, elect to go over his backboard, looking for a pass to Gallo on the sidewall, but Bonk is gonna get the 50 there. Mattias with the dunk. Now they have pressure here. Can they make something happen? Bonk gets a touch off the backboard. No one there for Dissolve, but Lil Elias does end up getting there as a demo comes out, but Gala, big 50, alleviating that pressure that the Drakes had there. Mattias, not a lot of boost to work with. Lilias going to keep that pressure, try to stay on this ball. And again, the Drakes, we're halfway through this game. They are just getting out 50'd almost every time a 50 happens, no matter who it is on the Dissolved roster. The Dissolved team is just, it's like they've trained and practiced their 50s, and they're just destroying every single one, Ventus.
Yeah, I mean they're positioning themselves really well. They've been taking these 50s with a lot of speed, whereas Drakes have not been able to really take much speed into 50s, and it's really let Dissolve decide the way that the 50 plays out. And I mean, we see a lot of good demos coming out from I mean, mostly Dissolve, but a good demo coming out from Drakes there. But I mean, with how Dissolved are playing, Drakes have to score very fast and very soon to get back into this game.
Yes, they do, as we hit a minute 35 left in game 4. Dissolved can win the series by holding on this 2-goal lead, as now this ball gets 50'd out to the middle. Peanut, not a little boost. A bump attempt kind of comes out there by Mattias, but he elects not to really go for anyone and just drives at him, as Seawall's now going to counter attack here. But Bonk gets a touch. Gala keeps it in the offensive zone, passes his middle to Seawall, who doesn't have a lot of boost and is awkward, but smart play by Lil Elias, staying back as Seawall gets that pass up from Gala. He's going to stay on the ball. Bonk's going to get out 50'd by Gala yet again. This one's dangerous from Peanut, as Mattias and Peanut dive on that ball. Lil Elias gets the slot, and this game is now running away from the Drakes as they are desperately trying to withstand this Dissolved pressure.
We just see once again the Drake's kind of panicking on defense. We see a double commit coming out from Mattias Maximus and Peanut. Peanut on the back wall with 0 boost, not trusting Matt to get a good touch to the backboard to himself, or to as a pass to Peanut, and elects to double commit, kind of bumping Mattias out of the way as well. And we just see it be absolutely detrimental. In a pass here, Seawall might be able to capitalize and put the dagger in, and that one gonna go in and give the Dissolved a 4-goal lead with just 30 seconds left. That might be the dagger.
I think that's the dagger. Bonk has to make a diving attempt on that. Great attempt, however, is unable to get the slightest touch that he needed, and Seawall is going to capitalize. yet again with his second goal of this game. Now, Will Elias again going for the solo play. Mattias gets the 50 there. Drakes need to go all out here for the final 30 seconds as they need 4 goals in less than 30 seconds. As now Gala's going to just clear this one downfield. Dissolve just has to kind of waste time here as now we're final 17 seconds. Dissolved putting their playoff fates in their hands, locking up this win tonight, this huge series win, pending other results. Gala gonna put in a sixth goal here. Just gotta wait for the final 8 seconds now, Ventus. But again, Dissolve doing what they need to do to help them out and get better positioning and really try to secure themselves a postseason berth.
Yeah. I guess I should have predicted Dissolve to win in 4 instead of 5. I mean, Dissolve looked absolutely fantastic today. Really threw Drakes into a awkward and tough spot. And this is now a 4-game losing streak for the Drakes. Very tough for them, but a great win once again for Dissolve. And they are really helping themselves make their own case to not only secure a play-in spot but a playoff spot. With how they played against Drakes, I could see them taking a series against Motion and Samurai, and I mean, if they beat both those teams, they could absolutely take a seed in the playoffs with the Samurai currently at the 5th seed. I mean, if they can win out, if they played how they did in the next 2 series, I can absolutely see them sneaking into a playoff spot.
Yeah, I can too. And even if they don't get into that playoff spot, right? That they have a second life, which I don't think they would necessarily need. Having the pressure and how strong of a team they are looking right now, but dissolved looked great. Drake's they need to figure it out. They need to go back to the drawing board. They need to put in some effort into the scrims. I don't know if they got carried away with having a 10 and 1 record at the time and now on that or 10 and 2 record at the time and having that losing streak, but they are locked in to the play-ins at least. They are slowly falling down in those standings. So we could see that matchup potentially too back in the 7-8 play-in spot. However, Ventus, that is going to do it for us tonight. I do before we head out of here. I want to thank a couple people out. I do want to thank Silver J who did subscribe to the Twitch page, and I do want to thank our premium Nemesis Discord subscribers, Crotera, Noah, Wiggle, Critter, Fenner, Parker, Jax, Neons, Rare, myself, Speed, and Street Soul. Thank you guys for, supporting Nemesis. It really means everything. We as a league really are trying to get out there and do the best that we can. And you guys supporting us is always grateful. And we really appreciate that. Ventus, is there anything else that you would like to say before we head out for the night?
The only thing I want to say is Dissolved might be a dark horse in the Challenger League playoffs with how well they played, and I'm super excited. Hopefully, they get a stream match next week. I'm not putting it into the world, but I'm throwing it out there that I think that Dissolved on stream with the last 2 games remaining against the other teams that are also in playoff plan contention could be a really good matchup. But I mean, besides that, I'm really excited that I was able to cast this one with you, and I mean, it was a great turnout.
Yeah, I appreciate you having in the booth with me. I appreciate you guys, Nemesis. We will be back Monday for more intense playoff implications, postseason implications. Who knows? We might get a series in there for a team trying to go undefeated. They're looking pretty good so far this season, Venom. But Nemesis, thank you, appreciate you, and we will see you guys on Monday.